Alex Morgan was a name that everybody knew in the film industry in whole Los Angeles. As a famous film producer, Alex was known for making good scripts into fantastic films, and there were quite a number of people who admired him as an excellent storyteller. His wife, Rachel Morgan, was equally well admired, but for a different reason. As a renowned psychologist, Rachel's best-selling books on people's behavior and emotions provided valuable insights on human psychology, which spread to readers from all parts of the globe. Their union, flourishing since 2010, was frequently regarded as a match made in heaven of brains and imagination. Friends and peers marveled at how their film and psychology worlds blended together effortlessly to create a dynamic team based on respect and common objectives. The Morgans were a beacon of stability and achievement, a model for many who wanted to combine personal fulfillment with professional success. Their fortunes changed in a surprise twist in December 2015 during a special film premiere. In the opulence of Hollywood's high society, they befriended Ethan and Laura Bennett. Ethan, a charismatic technology entrepreneur, revolutionized the industry with his path-breaking research in artificial intelligence. His wife, Laura, an accomplished chef, won accolades for her innovative dishes, thrilling critics and patrons with her innovative fusion of old world and new world flavors. Since the time they met, the Bennetts and Morgans shared a deep bond. The night was filled with interesting discussions on movies, psychology, technology, and cooking, which formed a connection that was beyond being friends. Their discussions were filled with laughter and curiosity, driven by a shared desire to see the world differently. It was as if each pair of couples saw their own aspirations and ambitions in the other, laying the groundwork for a friendship that would test their trust. As they grew close friends, the Bennetts and the Morgans became part of each other's lives. They attended film festivals, computer exhibitions, and book launches, and their friendship grew with every shared experience. On a still evening, as the lights of the city twinkled in the distance, the conversation changed abruptly. They were discussing alternative lifestyles, and Ethan and Laura, whose bold natures were well known, mentioned partner swapping as a means of bringing a new spark of excitement into their lives. Alex and Rachel were initially shocked at the radical suggestion. The suggestion was risky but intrigued them. The possibility of attempting to break free from traditional relationship patterns was highly intriguing. After considering it, they decided to consider the idea as a means of reviving their own relationship. The respect and trust between the Morgans and the Bennetts made the choice a natural extension of their friendship. At first, the partner-swapping scheme injected novelty and excitement into their lives, well woven into their social lives. There was a certain thrill in doing something different, breaking the monotony of day-to-day life. The scheme became a part of their social diary, mingling personal and professional life in interesting ways. They relished the diverse experiences and insights the scheme provided, unaware of the emotional roller coaster that lay ahead. But as the years passed, the clear lines started to fade. By 2020, Rachel Morgan and Ethan Bennett, who had been in the exchange agreement, were in an emotionally complicated mess. Their physical closeness, which had started as a light-hearted experiment, was an all-consuming connection that neither of them had expected. They were attracted to each other by shared secrets and feelings that were outside the initial thrill of the agreement, and a connection that undermined the very premise of their marriages. As Rachel and Ethan's bond grew stronger, they struggled with the limits that they had established at the start. They weren't sure if what they were feeling was fantasy or reality. They were comfortable with one another and had secrets that they had not yet revealed to their respective spouses. Alex and Laura were not privy to the deeper understanding between Rachel and Ethan. They continued to bask in the simplicity of their setup. Little side looks and quiet words between Rachel and Ethan, however, testified that something was brewing in the background. There was tension, like an unstated storm brewing, that heralded a revelation that would stir things up. That evening of April 10th, at the Bennett's dinner party, Rachel delivered some shocking news. She was pregnant with Ethan's baby. The room was silent with tension. Laura was angry and shocked, and Alex was just standing there, trying to process the news. Ethan tried to make a joke but was met with Laura's cold glare, with suspicion hanging over all of them. The news unveiled how tenuous their relationships were, exposing the underlying emotional issues they had. The news was the beginning of trouble, as the fantasy of partner swapping disintegrated and threatened to destroy their lives. The following day, Rachel's body was discovered dead in the house she lived in with Alex. The police were summoned to the scene and witnessed evident signs of a brutal fight that reflected betrayal and desperation. The lively house, once filled with laughter and friendship, had become a crime scene, with questions that had no answers and fears that were not being spoken. Detective Harper, a detail-oriented veteran investigator, led the investigation. The detectives slowly connected the complicated relationships and motives to untangle the truth of the tragedy. The only people at the scene of Rachel's murder were Alex, the Bennetts, and their housekeeper Clara. They all had alibis that were plausible at first but proved to be faulty under close examination. The investigation delved into the complicated relationships of the couples and found layers of deception and repressed tensions. Clara was initially considered a significant witness, but she felt coerced once the investigation escalated. When she was questioned, she mentioned that she had witnessed the couple's hidden lifestyle and their exchange of partners, which modified the direction of the investigation. The police discovered concealed conflicts and unsaid things, revealing how complex the relationships were. The tale of trust and betrayal that emerged illustrated a combination of emotions and ambiguous morals. In a twist of events, forensic examination brought significant evidence to light. A piece of Laura's elaborate dress was in Rachel's hand. With this discovery, coupled with Clara's admission that she witnessed a furious fight between Laura and Rachel, a new tale of jealousy and betrayal came to the fore. With this evidence, Laura was arrested by the police. The establishment of physical evidence complicated the case, challenging the defense's perception of Laura as an innocent bystander. The ensuing courtroom drama was suspenseful, with the prosecution laying out their case for motive and opportunity. Laura was accused of murder because she was angry and feared losing her husband to Rachel. The trial was of public interest, as the sordid affair of the couple's arrangement was laid bare for everyone to see. The trial was a spectacle, with media coverage and public interest, and the public watched with bated breath each turn and twist. Throughout the trial, it showed how intricate human feelings are and how easily trust can be broken. The court was a place for fiery debates and tearful stories, as loved ones and friends grappled with astonishing truths. The defense tried to present Laura as a victim of circumstance, but the prosecution still pressed the case for justice. The trial brought to light the tough choices and moral dilemmas that arise when trust is broken and families are torn asunder. As the word was read, the vibrant world of the Bennetts and the Morgans came crashing down, and they had to confront the horrific consequences of their actions. Laura was convicted and sentenced to life in prison, something that would haunt her for the rest of her life. The verdict marked the end of a tragic tale, leaving the remaining partners with the emotional wounds and the shattered fragments of their existence. After the incident, Alex and Ethan were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. The strong pillars of friendship had been shattered beyond repair, replaced by remorse and loss. The tale of deceit, betrayal, and broken trust was a stark reminder of the moral complexity that lies beneath the facade of flawless lives. The tale brought out the fragile nature of human relationships and the devastating impact of choices taken in moments of weakness. At the conclusion of the video, the audience was prompted to consider the story and provide feedback, keeping in mind the boundaries of love and trust in the contemporary world. The narrative was suspenseful and emotionally rich, leaving a lasting impression and compelling audiences to consider the consequences of their own actions. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like this video for more captivating true crime stories. Leave your comments and suggestions in the comments section below. Have a great day and catch you in the next story.